You what, miss?
My ride. My ride, as in I get in your taxi and you take me where I need to go. My name's Michelle. You're here for me.
Oh, oh, of course, miss. Of course I am. I'll take that. Sorry, miss. It's that Missouri heat. It gets the best of us. So, miss, where to? Right away, miss.
You can call me Michelle. That is my name.
Oh, in that case, I'm George. Michelle? So, what's a New England girl like yourself doing all the way out here in the Midwest?
Who said I was a New England girl? Missouri, born and raised right here.
Oh, I just guessed it by your accent and the way you're dressed. You maybe weren't from around these parts.
I haven't been back here for a while.
Oh, why's that?
Studying.
Studying? What?
Law at Yale. Focusing mainly on civil rights and liberties.
Ah, so aspiring lawyer or lawmaker. Because you definitely learned to manipulate the conversation and avoid the question.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you ain't told me what you're doing back yet. Let's see. It's November now, so classes are still on. Traveling all this way for such a short period of time means that, well, you must have had a hell of a good reason for coming back, I guess.
Aren't you observant, George?
Yeah, I spent most of my life reading people. Trust me, from my experience, I can always tell when someone's keeping something bottled up. You know what sometimes is the best thing to do? Talk to someone new. Someone different.
Okay, then. On this weekend, it would have been 14 years since my father was killed. Stop! Stop! What the fuck is wrong with you? I say one thing and you zone out? What's your problem?
Do you know why I pulled you over? George? George Brown? Holy shit. It really is you. What the hell are you doing these days, man?
Oh, you know, just being your everyday taxi driver.
Damn, you should have stayed with the force. We could use good officers like you, especially with everything happening in Ferguson.
Oh, you know I'm out of that game now.
It's a shame. Hey, you hear Michael's been promoted?
Sorry, officer. You think you could just give me my ticket and get me on my way, as I really do need to be going?
Yeah, of course. And no need for a ticket. You know I always got your back, Brown.
Shit! Oh, God, I'm so fucking dead.
Wow, technically you're not that person this time.
Not funny.
Don't worry, man. Most you're gonna get is what? A month of death duty?
This is fucking serious, James. I fucking killed the guy. I'm going down for this. Shit, he's got a fucking kid.
Don't worry about it. Nothing's gonna happen to you. You look like a bad one anyway. You know I've always got your back, Brown. See you around, ma'am.
Yeah. See you around. Sorry about the delay, miss.
It's funny, you know? Out of all the people I could have met on my first time back, I never expected it to be you.
Yeah. I never expected to have you in the back of my taxi. So...
Why?
Excuse me?
Why'd you shoot?
To be honest, I expected a lot more screaming and shouting by now.
What could that achieve?
Oh, just getting all that anger out.
Well, I'd rather have answers. So why?
In all honesty, I wish I had a good enough reason as to why.
Well, thanks for that wonderful insight.
It still haunts me, you know.
Good. It should.
And not just because I shot him. Because I let a little girl grow up without a father. I mean, no amount of apology is ever going to fix that.
Yeah, they won't.
We've been spending a few weeks looking for a guy. Supposed to be some big black market gun dealer. And all we had was a basic description. 6 foot, average build, dark, bold, tattooed arm.
So what? You figured someone fit the bill, you just go after them?
When I saw him, I thought it was my big chance. My chance to get noticed. During training, they always warned us that your people, I mean African Americans are more prone to outbursts and to be armed.
Yeah, and we always have fruit and we go around speaking in clicks and clacks.
Yeah, well, you forget how stupid it sounds when you've been hand-fed that bullshit for half a year. Hell, every time we went out, they made it feel like someone was going to shoot us in the back. That wasn't even the worst part. Like most of the other guys on the force grew up with a gun. Unlike me. 2 fucking weeks, that was it. 2 goddamn weeks to learn how to use it and when. And they were going to do a huge cover-up. They were going to fake evidence, witnesses, pull up some old minor offense charges, make them seem like more of a threat. I couldn't deal with that. So I walked.
What, you just left over that?
Yeah. Handed in my badge and everything. I couldn't deal with it. It followed me like a shadow.
I don't completely blame you, you know. I can see I'm not the only one that suffered.
Shouldn't have suffered at all. I should. I was the one that fired the shot.
But you weren't the one who said you were ready to use the gun.
African Americans are 30% more likely than whites to be pulled over. African Americans and Hispanics are 3 times more likely to be searched. African Americans were shot by police at more than twice the rate of whites. African Americans are arrested at twice the rate of whites. African American defendants are 75% more likely to be charged with offenses carrying mandatory minimums. They receive sentences that are almost 10% longer than comparable whites arrested for the same crime. The African American and Hispanic population, who make up only 30% of the general population, make up more than half of the incarcerated population.
Rodney King was what, 1991, 92, something like that? I mean, we all looked at that tape and we thought, oh, how can these cops get away with this? You know, I mean, no matter what Rodney King did, lead them on the chase, they got him on the ground and the 6 guys just wailing on him with the baton and somehow he gets off. I mean, there's something wrong here that has to be addressed.
All of a sudden, police brutality had a human face, and it was being battered by Los Angeles cops on a neighborhood street in the San Fernando Valley.
And use of dogs by Ferguson police appears to have been exclusively reserved for African Americans. In every case in which Ferguson police records recorded the race of a person bit by a police dog, that person was African American.
This guy's still walking and following commands.
Not for Taser, I think. That looks like a bad dude, too, to be honest with you.
The shooting in Tulsa, the woman cop who shot the guy, now she is charged with manslaughter. I mean, she shouldn't have done that. But I must say, she is also a victim. She's a victim of bad police training. Police do not train the way they should.
Whenever anybody in this country is killed while in police custody, this should automatically trigger a U.S. Attorney General's investigation.
We are safer when communities respect the police and police respect communities.
To militarize them, give them military weapons, it creates a culture. You know, guns and tanks and gases that are illegal for in wartime are being used. So it is an atmosphere which just sort of encourages the police to overreact, and it's very, very dangerous. Police are supposed to be local people, and they're supposed to be peace officers. They're not supposed to be warriors.